Flying a mile high, it's Joe Madison, the Black Eagle.
Yeah, it is the house, and I got to figure out how to use other people's money to get the house. That's the first thing Jennifer said when she sat down. Jennifer Hammond's in studio.
Yay!
Yeah, and you said, yeah, we're going to talk about how to invest in real estate, and you said using other people's money. You caught my attention. So whose money would we be using? And first of all, welcome. Good to see you. And the reason we're going to have you here, you've got a special 3-day training session going on.
So if people want to go to it, the number 3dayliveevent.com. So you can go to the number 3dayliveevent.com. So I'm teaching a 3-day real estate investing seminar. And the goal, again, is how do we empower you to be able to buy real estate, especially as an investor, with other people's money. And one of the biggest things that makes most of us not successful in real estate is because we don't have the money. So if we know how to get private funds, not necessarily from the bank, but private money. And this is people who are, instead of putting the money in the stock market or their IRA, which we call a lot of times lazy money that might be making 1%, 2%, or not making a lot of money, they're actually loaning that to real estate investors, because that way they can make money either just through an interest rate or also through equity in the property. So if you're ready to do the sweat equity and you're ready to learn that 3-day seminar, that's one of the main things that we're going to teach.
All right, let's talk about some terminology that people hear all the time. First thing, the question is just define real quick what you mean by sweat equity. We hear that all the time. I don't know if most people know what that is.
So, and it can be defined in two different ways. Number one is if you know how to put together a deal, if you know how to use your mind, that can also be the sweat equity. Because when you know how to put together a deal, people will throw money at you. There are all sorts of lenders that would throw money at you. Hard lenders. Hard money lenders is expensive money, but if you're doing something where you're going to flip a house in 3 months, and that makes a lot of sense. So there's hard money. There's also private lenders, and those private lenders are one of my favorite kind of lenders. And those are people who have there's doctors or lawyers or people who have a lot of money that is just sitting in a retirement account or something or even a savings account.
So let me ask you this then. Well, that's all right. Hold on. Go. So what's the second definition of sweat equity?
So the second definition is if you're going to actually go out and put the sweat equity in managing those contractors and actually being on the property and everything. Because you can create, I now call it the Yay team instead of just an A team. You can have an A team that is really your contractor, your real estate agent, your tax person. You want to put together a team that is managing that real estate process when you're flipping homes. Or even if you're just building wealth and you're building a portfolio of homes that's going to bring you that residual income.
Where do you find these homes?
So and that's actually one of the things that we're teaching in the seminar, the 3-day seminar, is how to find them, because there are properties in every single, around here. A lot of times people say,
now,
oh, no,
wait a minute.
it's not possible.
Around here, explain to people with the national show, around here is...
Oh, sorry, Washington,
D.C., Maryland, Virginia.
Maryland.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you're looking at, in every single place, there's so many different ways that you can actually get those properties. Number one, there are a lot of what we call lazy landlords, meaning somebody is like, I'm tired of being a landlord. I'd rather just sell the property. And so they're willing to sell it they'll still make money because they've owned it for a long time. This is one way you can pick it up, but it really needs some rehabbing.
Right.
There's another way where you can do direct mail. There are other ways where you can use social media. And there are some ways where it costs you a little bit of money to do some marketing, but there's a lot of ways that you can do that are literally, it's going to cost you nothing.
Let me ask you this. We have, for example, and I like to, and I should say for purposes of clarification, Jennifer has sold us how many houses? I don't know, but she has been our real estate agent, and every move has been just perfect. I mean, just absolutely perfect. So I say that for transparency. But let me tell you, we own a property in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And now let me tell you, it's interesting. I've allowed my son Jason to sort of run it to give him the experience.
Right.
It's not in the best neighborhood, but people need housing.
Right.
And there's an elderly couple. They live there. It's happy. It's hardly nothing. But here's where I'm going. I get letters and calls, usually without any letterhead,
Right.
and we're interested in buying this property. I'm just at where is that the kind of money you're talking about? Should I be leery of these people?
Well, you should be leery because
Okay,
it
why?
is a marketing strategy
All
where
right.
they're just blanketing out. Even at my house, in Arlington, I get these letters and they're like, "We have real estate investors who will buy your house for cash more
that's
than market
because
value."
Amazon's coming your way too.
Well, this is true. Mine is about to go up. in
Oh,
value.
thank you.
It is.
You got Amazon coming, but you
I'm
get
very
the same
blessed.
letters I get. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of that is just pure marketing. Nobody has done an analysis. If the letter actually has your name on it, not just Dear Owner or Dear Tax ID number, there's all sorts of generic ways. If it's generic, they probably have no clue. And so you need to be leery of that. And that's
Okay.
also from an owner's perspective. You want to make sure that you're looking and you're vetting these people. Have they actually done any other deals? Can you talk to somebody else that they've worked with before?
Give
That
us-
kind of
okay,
really
gotcha.
important.
Yeah. But now let me go back to again, and I don't want to give away the secrets of your 3-day training. And that's exactly what it's 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. How long? I mean,
That's all day, 3 days. And it's
Okay.
right here. I'm doing it in Crystal City. So wherever anybody, and I did it last year, and I have gotten so many emails from
I bet.
people who have, one, they got inspired to
Right.
actually go out and do something, but they learned so much in those 3 days because it's pretty chunky.
Yeah.
We're really there giving examples, and I do it with my friend Jason Rodriguez, where we're giving you those strategies. Okay, if you need money, let's figure out how to find other people's
All
money.
right, now, you mentioned they might be doctors. These are people who are. You're connected. I mean, you've been in this business for a long time. You're one of the best in the area.
Yay!
And so the how do you for example, do you approach your dentist? Do you approach your doctor?
You could.
I mean, and I mean, where do you find these people if you're just the average Joe out here and you want to, or Jane, and you want to get into this investment? And by the way, we're talking about investors.
Right.
You're not talking about moving in,
No.
you're talking about investing in real estate. And then the other question, so I'll piggyback. How do you see? I've always told I told folks a lot of times, especially when I speak to graduates, think big but start small.
Yes.
You want to think big, but you want to start small. Too often people want to start big. I don't know if that's part of the. Well, what's your advice?
It is,
it's
because
a two-part question.
And because part of the start small, I know one of the guys who recently emailed me, and he said that he learned so much in the 3-day seminar that we did last year. He said he ended up buying a house for $1,000, and he was telling me all about what he's doing with it now. And that's also part of it, is you may be able to just buy a tax lien for like $1,000, and this could be a property worth $30,000 or $40,000.
Right.
So you could use that strategy, and that's part of what we do at the 3-day seminar, is to really talk about all the different ways that you can actually obtain a property. If you want to start really small, or if you're somebody who's already done a bunch of real estate investing, we're going to go over some advanced strategies
okay.
too.
All right.
So we're going to do both sides of it.
A lot of Q&A?
Yes.
Okay.
Every
Yeah.
single break, we always say,
All
okay,
right.
let's start with questions.
A lot of Q&A.
Yeah.
And by the way, where will this be?
So this is going to be in Crystal City. People need to go to the website 3-day-liveevent.com. And the thing about go to the website 3-day-liveevent.com. We're also doing a webinar tonight on Thursday where we're just going to give out a bunch of information, and we'll give out this free report that goes over those 5 steps to success in real estate.
And okay.
It's just a PDF. It's just to really help people.
And do you have the date set yet?
Yes, August 9, 10, and 11.
Oh, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can book flights. Come.
Well,
come.
you know, and
Yay.
because I always point out when I bring you on, your partner on weekends on our show, on our channel here, we only have a minute left, is Lou Hutt. And people say, you just said, fly in, book.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And Lou will tell them, it's
tax deductible.
It's tax deductible.
This is part of your education.
It's part of your education.
Yeah.
I guess it's still tax deductible.
And it's still, I think, part of your business expenses. Again, I'm not the accountant.
I'm not either.
but-
Yeah, well, you can call Lou on
Call
Saturday
Lou.
and find
Yeah.
out. All right, so let's make sure this gets on our Facebook. Okay, we'll make sure it gets on our Facebook, and plenty of time to sign up. What's the limitation? Because you got to have.
I do. I have a limitation, and we're about half sold out right now. So you have to go register as soon as possible. Again, 3-day-liveevent.com. So the number 3
So you're halfway there now. So
Yeah.
don't wait till the last
don't
minute.
wait.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Yay!
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And your show?
It's Saturday morning from 7 to 9 Eastern, and then it replays at 2 o'clock. But
All
we're
right.
on demand, too, so they can listen to me on demand.
There you go. Have a great day, everybody.
Yay!
A lot going on.
Once you know.